After I did the previous video about German suplexes in anime, I set out to find all the German suplexes in anime that I can find.
I found them all. 真故意.
German Suplex!
And that quest sent me straight down the German suplex / wrestling moves in anime rabbit hole. Before I made the previous video, I had no idea how much wrestling influenced anime. I was not expecting to find this many German suplexes and so many other wrestling moves in all sorts of animes. So much more than you find in American and Western cartoons. I don't think you'll be able to find 16 Stone Cold Stunners in American and Western cartoon and animated shows. To be honest, as much as influential and popular the WWE and Stone Cold Steve Austin were, especially during the Attitude Era, you don't see that reflected as much in American cartoons. Personally, I think there should be at least 316 Stone Cold Stunners that you can find in all kinds of different cartoons, but unfortunately, that's not the case. What? In the previous video, I explained the reason for the popularity of the German suplex in Japan specifically, and hopefully during the course of making these videos, I hope to find the real reason why it became so popular in anime. And now that I have emerged from the rabbit hole, the big news is, guys, I have found over 100 German suplexes in different animes that we'll be taking a look at in this new video series, 16 German suplexes at a time. And like I mentioned, guys, I'm on a journey to find all the German suplexes in anime. So my dream right now with this video series is to get to 16 videos, each video containing 16 German suplexes. I think we all know why 16, right?
16!
So if you want to join me on this journey, all you have to do is click the subscribe button to subscribe to the channel. And now, 16 more German suplexes in anime. Part 2.
You're going to Suplex City.
First off, let's start with a popular anime, Boruto. Naruto fans are no strangers to wrestling moves. They got to see a lot of wrestling moves used in the series, like Liger Bombs and the Iron Claw. And in episode 189 of Boruto, we get to see Garou use a couple of wrestling moves, including a dropkick and an elbow drop, and of course, a German suplex. The German suplex did look a little bit rough, but it is a German suplex. We also get to see Kushina do a German suplex in the video game Ultimate Ninja Storm 4. And now that we got the worst and trashiest anime out of the way, let's get to the good stuff. In the previous video, I got a lot of comments mentioning that you forgot to mention Kemono Michi. I didn't forget it, I just was saving it for this video. If you are not familiar with Hatage Kemono Michi, this anime basically is made of German suplexes. The first German suplex you see in the show is within the first 5 minutes of the show, and they don't stop coming after that. There are so many German suplexes in the show that they can fill this video alone. That's why I'll do a separate video just about the German suplexes in Kemono Michi. It's a very interesting anime. It's basically a wrestling / isekai anime, and it's written by the same writer as Konosuba, Natsume Akatsuki. In Ranma 1/2, episode 28, Ryoga performs a really rough looking German suplex, but the bridge on that German suplex looks epic and extreme. Plus, in the manga chapter 29, Ryoga German suplexes Ranma on the ice to literally break the ice during the ice skating challenge. While the ice skating challenge did make it to the anime, unfortunately the German suplex did not. The German suplex on ice would have been an epic scene if they included it in the episode.
Suplex repeat.
The god of high school. In episode 2, we see Mame-sun perform a German suplex on her opponent in the tournament. Mame-sun in the show is a pro wrestler. She also does a Stone Cold Stunner in the first episode, which is also included in the intro of the show.
Suplex repeat! Suplex repeat!
Martial, magic and muscle. In episode 6, we see Mash use a German suplex. This episode aired on May 13, 2023, so it's fairly recent, so it's good to know that there are still animes that love to use the German suplex, especially in an anime like this, in a world of magic, where everybody can use magic, except the main character. So it's great to see the main character utilizing wrestling moves, because he also uses a pile driver in episode 11. Jujutsu Kaisen. In episode 8 we see this great looking German suplex, but I especially like this one because of the line that accompanied it. Flimsy and shallow, both your body and your taste in women.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Stopping here to correct a big mistake I made in the previous video. In the previous video I mentioned that the first time we see a German suplex in One Piece was when we saw Senior Pink use the German suplex against Frankie, and then later on Frankie would start using the move. But
I have sinned.
But in fact, someone else used the German suplex way earlier than Senior Pink in One Piece. Honestly, it's a sin that I missed this because it's my favorite character who uses the German suplex. The German suplex is in episode 364. It's in the thriller Bark arc, and it's Chopper who's doing the suplex. Technically Chopper and Robin. Go in, Chopper, go in. Like I said, Chopper is my favorite character, so I have no idea how I missed this one. And I've only noticed it recently on my third time rewatching the Thriller Bark arc. He literally called the move Robbie Chew Suplex. That's so epic. So basically, Robbie Chew Suplex was Chopper holding Dr. Hogback and Robin assisting him and elevating him using her power. And it looked so cool, so amazing. And Dr. Hogback literally taps out in fear. And it would have been so devastating if Ors didn't interrupt it. So we don't get to see Chopper landing Dr. Hogback on his head. And while that's a shame, at least Chopper is the only Straw Hat member to ever team up with Minoru Suzuki in a wrestling match. But there's also another German suplex before we even reach Dressrosa and Senior Pink, and this one I'm sure everyone missed this and didn't notice it, and you won't believe who did this German suplex. It's Kemono. It happens in Punk Hazard in episode 581, and he German suplexes Luffy. While technically it's half of Kemono doing the German suplex, that's a German suplex if I ever saw one. And then he does it again. And again, Kemono does something epic without even knowing or planning for it. We also get to see Frankie use the German suplex in Wano Kuni, although in one of them we do see him hold his opponent in the wrong direction, but he still bridges up and his bridge looks cool. We also get to see a giant bear use the move in movie 10, Strong World, so I hope we get to see more German suplexes in One Piece, and I really want to see Chopper and Robin perform the Robbie Chew Suplex without interruptions this time, please. We also see Garb Chujo, use the German suplex in the Pirate Warriors video game series.
And now we return you to our regular scheduled program.
Suplex, 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 suplex.
Yoshinga Sanchi no Gargoyle, or the Gargoyle of Yoshinga House. We see multiple German suplexes used in multiple episodes, starting from the first episode, and they're all performed by the mom, which makes them very special. Plus, she also throws in a nice looking Northern Light suplex in episode 12. Shin-chan Dropkick, or Dropkick on My Devil. What do you expect from an anime that has dropkick in the title and has a camel clutch on the cover of the first issue of the manga? In Dropkick on My Devil, we get to see the German suplex used twice in 2 different episodes. And from watching clips from this anime, to be honest, it's really funny. I haven't yet seen a clip from this anime that didn't make me laugh.
Shin-chan drop kick. Suplex repeat! Suplex repeat! Suplex repeat!
Oja Maju Doremi, also known as Magical Doremi. One of the characters in the show, Mitsumi Kudo, is a fan of pro wrestling, and her favorite wrestler is Candy, who's obviously inspired by the legendary Joshi wrestler Manami Toyota.
Suplex City!
Crayon Shin-chan.
クレヨンしんちゃん始まるワン。うわ
Another anime with a Joshi-centered episode, and this episode's not the only episode that centers around wrestling and Joshi wrestling in this anime, because this anime has over 1,200 episodes, and Joshi wrestling and wrestling references come up in a few other episodes, and I was able to find 2 of these episodes, but there are definitely more episodes that cover the topic of wrestling and Joshi wrestling, and I can see from now that perhaps Joshi wrestling may have a bigger influence on anime, more than men's pro wrestling in Japan.
Suplex, 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 suplex!
Last Dungeon, or the full name, suppose a kid from the Last Dungeon boonies moved to a starter town, and I'm not gonna attempt to read the Japanese name. In episode 8, Lloyd sees Kikyu German suplex Celine, thinking that's a massage technique that he later uses on Elka.
じゃのそれ
In the previous video, I had a mech do a German suplex on another mech in the number 12 spot, and I coined the term Germech suplex. So from now on, in all the future videos I'll be releasing, the number 12 spot will always be reserved for a mech and robot doing a German suplex.
Mecha!
Initially, I had Gundam in this slot because it is the most popular robot anime in the world, so I thought I'll definitely find a German suplex in it, and I did find something, but after I recorded the video and edited the video, in my final checkup of the video, I noticed that that is not a German suplex. That's a gut wrench suplex.
What?
And yes, a gut wrench suplex is not a German suplex. And yes, that does matter for the purpose of this video. And I don't care for the fact that every picture, GIF, and review of this scene calls it a German suplex. It's not. Sorry everyone on the internet, that is not a German suplex. And for the purposes of this video, I'm not counting it. There is another attempt at a German suplex in the Gundam series, but it was reversed and didn't land, so I'm not counting that either. So for the number 12 spot, the Germech suplex spot in this video, I'm putting Brave Police J. Decker. In J. Decker, you have Dumpson, the wrestler detective robot. After watching all the episodes of the series, I was so disappointed because this guy doesn't do a single wrestling move. Like the ninja detective robot does ninja stuff in the show, and the soccer detective robot, let me just correct that, football detective robot. You do see him play football, but this wrestler detective robot doesn't do any wrestling. He uses the dumbbells as a weapon to throw at his enemies in like 2 or 3 episodes tops, but he doesn't do any wrestling moves in any of the episodes except for one.
Only one.
Which was the wrestling themed episode, which did not disappoint because there were more than 1 German suplexes in the episode. There were 3 German suplexes in the episode in 3 different matches. Technically there were 4 if you count this one, but I don't. And of the 3 German suplexes in the episode, Dumpson only does 2 in 2 different matches. This episode was great. It had a few wrestling references that were really nice, like the main villain being obviously inspired by Mil Mascaras. There is another very popular wrestling move that is used in the show, but unfortunately it's not Dumpson that's performing this move, it's another robot. I'll be talking about that move in a future video on the channel, so don't forget to subscribe. It's kind of disappointing that it's not Dumpson that's doing this other wrestling move in the show. As a wrestler detective robot, Dumpson is pretty disappointing, but at least in the one episode that he does wrestling moves, he used the German suplex twice. And apparently throughout the episode, Dumpson was wearing a mask, like a luchador mask, but I only noticed it when he took off the mask.
Adios. Suplex repeat! Suplex repeat!
Kai Butsukun. Episode 125 was a wrestling episode that I mentioned in my Abdullah the Butcher video. Check out that video if you want to see some obscure and unknown facts about some of your favorite animes and video games. In this amazing episode, we see Antonio Inoki German suplex Stan Hansen and almost stabs Hansen with his sharp chin.
Suplex, 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 suplex.
City Hunter 2. Episode 12 was a wrestling episode, so of course we get to see a German suplex in the episode, and we do get to see the German suplex used a lot in this series, along with many amazing wrestling moves.
Suplex City.
Grand Blue Fantasy. In one of the special episodes, we see Gran wrestle under the name Cypher Mask. And he wrestles Titan the Macho, the giant battle god, who delivers an epic, devastating German suplex to Gran. Of course, this anime is based on the RPG game Grand Blue Fantasy that also has a fighting game spin-off, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus and Versus Rising, and I don't think I've seen any of the characters use a German suplex in the fighting game, not even La Diva, who is basically a pro wrestler, but I hope we get to see some character use the German suplex in the fighting game in the future. I personally hope Vera is the one who uses the German suplex in the future.
Suplex repeat!
Garuden, Way of the Lone Wolf. In episode 5, we see the protagonist fight a pro wrestler who uses a German suplex against him, and after that we see the protagonist use the German suplex himself, just like how Frankie in One Piece started using the German suplex after he learned it from Senior Pink. And from there we get to see multiple German suplexes in different episodes, and the German suplex is also included in the intro of the show. Plus, on the recap video on YouTube, they used the German suplex in the thumbnail, because they know it's the coolest move ever and the best thing to have on your thumbnail. And this anime is very recent and fresh because it was released on the 23rd of May 2024. During my search and research for German suplexes in anime, I noticed that the move is mostly used by female characters more than the male characters in anime, and that led me to change my strategy while searching for German suplexes and made me focus more on animes with female protagonists, especially magical girl animes, and I was not disappointed because the results were so fruitful. I was finding so many German suplexes and at a higher rate than before in so many different magical girl animes, so that will be the focus of the next video. We'll be taking a look at German suplexes in magical girl animes and German suplexes performed by female characters. And I hope we can get more German suplexes in future episodes of ongoing and current animes. Personally, I'd like to see a German suplex in Konosuba, just because it's from the same writer as Kemono Michi. I also would like to see a German suplex in Magical Destroyers. And I would really love to see a German suplex in my favorite anime of all time, Bocchi the Rock. Like I mentioned earlier, during my research, I fell down the German suplex / wrestling references in anime rabbit hole, and as of this moment, I have found over 100 German suplexes in anime. not including the ones I mentioned in this video and in the previous video. So if you like this video and want to see more German suplexes and more wrestling references in anime, please subscribe to the channel. It helps out a lot, guys. And if you'd like to buy me coffee or tea, you could do so through Coffee and Buy Me Coffee. The links are in the description. I find tea soothes my mind and keeps me sane while I'm down the rabbit hole. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe. And if you hadn't had enough German suplexes, check out the previous video for more German suplexes in anime. Or you could check out my other video, The Influence of Abdullah the Butcher on Japanese pop culture, where I take a look at the influence of the legendary wrestler Abdullah the Butcher on Japanese video games, anime, music, and more. Thanks for watching, guys. Suplex you later. Jikai 1001 Games, German Suplexuo, Ore wa Naru.